ground when that happened?
Yeah, it was confusing. I mean, I was back in the centre preparing for a centre bounce, and I didn't know what was actually going on. And then I just heard the umpire saying we're asking for a review, and none of the Richmond players had demonstrated at that stage. So I just thought it'd be a goal, but obviously that wasn't the case in the end.
Did you see the replays on the screen as well? Kind of going through?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was a bit disappointing. I guess, yeah, as I said, all us players out in the field, including the Richmond players, thought it was a goal, and the umpire, I think, initially called it a goal as well. So it is what it is at the end of the day.
Eddie got the goal pretty soon after that, so on the scoreboard it didn't sort of hurt you too much, but if the game stopped and it goes back, does that sort of really halt that momentum you would have got from Rory's original goal?
Maybe a little bit, but probably doesn't have too much of a bearing on the outcome. You know, we got outplayed throughout the night, and credit to them, they were the better team. But obviously not ideal. Would have been nice to get that goal, and again Eddie's one, but that wasn't the case.
Are you guys, you yourself and your teammates, convinced it was a goal from what you saw at the ground and also on replays?
Yeah.
Richie, what was talked about the 6-day break? Did you guys feel any extra tiredness, or you feel as though Richmond just were too strong in the end?
No, we felt really good. You know, we had a light week on the track. We did a lot of extra recovery. So in terms of that, all the boys felt good. You know, we actually got ourselves back in the game and hit the front late in the last. So to the boys' credit, that was really good character, and I don't think the fitness or the soreness had anything to do with that. And it was just that we got overrun in that last little bit, probably due to a few of our errors.
As you said, you got outplayed for the majority of the night. Did you feel like you were in a position where you should have won?
Yeah, I mean, when you're at home and you hit the front with probably 5 or 10 minutes to go, you should win. And we weren't able to do that, which was really disappointing. So we'll have our review after this, and I'm sure we'll look at probably the last 7 minutes where we let ourselves down in a few areas. So that's something we need to address, and we've got a couple of big games coming up. So if we get in that position again, we need to do it a lot better.
Just on your said after the game, the players should keep their heads up and still take what they can out of the game. But is it hard on a Monday morning to come in with your head up after that?
Nah, it's not that hard really. We've got a big game this week, and we can't afford to look back. We still in the race for the finals. We need to win this week to give ourselves the best opportunity to do that. So the boys are up and about as usual, and recovering today. We'll sit through the meeting to try and learn and get better, and then we'll come back tomorrow and work on our skills and a few things going to North Melbourne.
Just on recollection, what do you think some of those areas that you fell down in the last few minutes might be that come up for Sabo in the review?
There's a few issues we had around our structure, so we just basically need to get the ball out of bounds, and so we could just get a few forwards up the ground, and just structurally things like that. And I think Sauce and myself, we had a ball at half back, and I sort of kicked it into the corridor a bit too much, and they sort of took it down and scored, where if that ball had went out of bounds, we just had a chance to regroup and structure up how we wanted to. So a few little things like that was a bit disappointing, but that's something we can work on.
Does the whole mindset change once you hit the front? You instinctively start defending a bit when maybe you just need to get rid of the scoreboard and just keep attacking?
Yeah, it's a funny one. Not consciously, I don't think, but subconsciously you possibly do. I know out there we're still talking about the same things as a playing group. We're still trying to win contests and get the ball going forward, but I think we probably just, once we hit the front, we just lacked that bit of poise to maybe hit a free target and get a few mark chains going, which really would have settled us and just taken the sting out of the game maybe a little bit.
What confidence do you take out of your dominant performance over the Kangaroos last time? That was probably your best performance of the year, I would have thought, 4-quarter effort.
Yeah, pretty good confidence. I mean, we've got a pretty good record against them over the last few years. I think we match up well, and we know their game pretty well. But obviously at a neutral ground this week, it's going to be a different challenge, and I think they're in the finals now, so they want to be playing some good footy and continuing to build, and it's a massive game for us. So I'm sure it's going to be on, and we'll study them a bit closer to the game, but I'm sure we'll come out and bounce back.
Is it time for the sudden death mentality now? There's always been a little bit of leeway with the Crows making the finals, but there's not much now. Really,
yeah.
Sudden death going for you?
It feels like it's been sudden death for probably the last 12 weeks, to be honest. We've obviously been inconsistent, but we've been able to bounce back the next week, which has been a really good strength of ours. So we'll be drawing on that again this week, but I guess they're all probably sudden death games at the moment. They're really, where the teams sit on the ladder between 12th and maybe 7th, it's so tight, you know. So they're all massive games, and ours is just one of those this week.
Do you feel like there's no room for, no margin for error anymore though?
Oh yeah, I mean, if we want to play finals, we have to win this week. That's plain and simple.
What do you know about Belrive, and is the unfamiliarity relevant at all?
Yeah, no, it's cold. Yeah, not too much. No, I think we're lucky we get to train down there on Friday afternoon when we fly into Hobart, so that'll be really good to get down and have a look at the conditions. So, yeah, the boys will enjoy that, and it's always good to play at a different venue that we haven't played at before, so boys looking forward to that.
It's your on week, I guess, with the roller coaster ride, but how far Sando said was doing his head in after the game, the up and down nudge of the side. How do the players feel about it, 1 and 2, in explanation at all?
Yeah, we're just as frustrated as he is. Obviously, we're in it together, and it's hard to put a finger on why that's happening. The effort was certainly there. Again, the execution wasn't. So all we can do now is focus on North Melbourne and try and bounce back this week. And you know, that's what we certainly be doing.
How's Dave McKay going? He's copped it too. I think he had a concussion a few weeks ago. How's he pulled up?
Yeah, I think he's okay. I haven't actually seen him today, but he's probably just resting at home. But hopefully he'll be fine. You know, he's pretty tough, and he'll give himself every opportunity to play this week. But I'm sure he'll have those concussion tests come Thursday or Friday, and you know, they're always a bit tricky to get through. So we'll see how he goes with that.
You've been playing a bit of a run, not sort of tight run with role, but certainly minding a player,
Yep.
still trying to find the footy. So how have you enjoyed that role? Would you prefer Kerry to come back and take that job and release you, or?
No, it's been good. You know, it's been good for me and good for our midfield group too. I think just having that bit more of a defensive-minded midfielder, and it's brought good balance to our group. So I've enjoyed it. I've tried to embrace it. VB's been really good for me and given me a few pointers and tips, as he's done that role in the past a bit. So, but whether they want to bring in Sammy Kerridge this week to play that role or whatever, I'm not sure. But personally, I've enjoyed it.
Well, surely that's got to be centimetre perfect.